Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I have another makeup tutorial for you guys, and this is the model I'm working with. Starting off, I'm cleansing her face with this micellar water I just showed and cotton rounds. I'm just using this to cleanse her face because, as we all know, we need a clean canvas for a beautiful makeup. So my model has a combination skin. Her T-zone is oily and the rest of her face is dry. So I went to my hydrating spray, Mario Badescu, to hydrate her skin. So before you start your makeup, kindly or make sure you ask your clients what kind of skin they have. And if they say they don't know, please just, ask them in a layman term, do they get oily on their season, so that you'll be sure. Because for my model here, she said her skin was perfect, but at the end of the tutorial I found out that her season is oily. So to avoid that mistake, make sure you do these consultations before you proceed. I went to moisturizer then I'm using this my power grip from elf primer to this primer I used, and that was what I used for the primer. Then I went into color correct with this Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Chestnut. Right about now I am color correcting a dark spot in the under eye, so you can see the difference between the two sides, the one I am doing and the one I'm just doing right now. You can see that there was a difference when I color corrected with a dark concealer. So normally you cannot use that concealer to highlight for her, hence why I use it to color correct. Next up, I'm going in with foundation. I've actually forgotten the shades of foundation I used here, but I mixed different shades of foundation to get a perfect shade. You can see that this foundation is sitting on her skin and it's matching the rest of her body. So in 2025 and moving on, for you to achieve a flawless skin, you need your foundation to match. Your foundation has to match with the body. You can see that the foundation match is in game, or how I'm going to put it right now. So your foundation has to match the skin, and I went in with my beating sponge to further push that foundation into the skin. I use this Dalba spray for our skin to make everything sit in pretty. Then I dry that down with fan. Next up, I'm contouring our skin with a darker foundation. Now for this makeup tutorial I'm doing a very minimal and soft skin makeup. So I'm using a contour shade that is just 2 to 3 shades darker than her, not too dark, because I don't want that cheekbones to be too dark, but it's going to be defined, but not too dark. Hence why I'm going in with the shade of contour for her. I don't want to go too dark for her. Also, I'm going in with blush, and this blush is a minimal blush on the cheeks. If you want to go all out, I love blush here, but for the sake of this look, I wanted to try something very subtle, something very soft on the skin. Hence why I'm using this soft blush. And if this is your cup of tea, let's go. So I'm using this blush on her cheekbones, that's the apples of her cheeks. Then I used on the two sides of the cheeks here, and I use the remaining on the bridge of her nose, just to add warmth on that nose, as you can see what I am doing right now. Next up, I'm going to proceed to highlight her skin. I'm going to highlight with I think it was Jovia's Place concealer I used here. So why I can't remember the products I used is because I traveled to Calabar, then I did the shoots in Calabar, so I did not travel with my makeup kits. I used makeup kits of another makeup artist in Calabar. She learned from me, Emily's Effects. I'm going to leave her Instagram handle on the screen for you to see. I used a makeup kits to create this look. You guys, Emily Effects is in Calabar and she's very, very good. If you need a makeup service, she's good. I'm going to leave her handle on the screen so that you can see that her page is very good and her work is very good. So I'm highlighting her skin with that Jovia's Place concealer, and I'm doing the lifted highlights process. Next up, I'm going in to set the highlighted areas with my setting powder. This setting powder I think is from Huda Beauty in the shade gingerbread or banana bread. I've forgotten the exact shade, but I'm using the Huda Beauty setting powder to set the highlighted areas. So that is what I am doing. So for you to be able to set the highlighted areas well, you have to tell your model or your client to look up, because when they keep looking down, the under eye tends to crease because it's moving, so it tends to crease. So for you to avoid that, you have to tell the client or your model to look up and blend well before you go in with the powder substance underneath the eyes. Next up, to set all over the face, I'm using these two fancy shades. I think it was 350 and 400 thereabouts. So I'm using that to set all over the face. If you notice in this tutorial, I'm going to use more of the powder than the wet products like the foundation and all that, because I want the powder to sit into the skin. So I'm pushing the powder into the skin. For you, if you want an airbrush and a beautiful finish on the skin, you use less of the wet cream products and more of the powder products. So if you noticed, I used less foundation, less concealer, more of setting powder, more of pressed powder, just for the products to go into the skin. You can see that the skin is looking airbrushed right now. Then to enhance the blush I did before, I'm going in with this Annie's Beauty Ghana blush palette on her cheeks. I used 3 shades there. I used that very soft pink, I used a pink shade, and I used that orange shade as well to, marry the blushes together and to give a beautiful warmth on that skin. So that is what I am doing at the moment. I'm just pushing all the products into the skin. And you can see that I'm taking my time. This tutorial, I took out my time to cut out the most important parts in makeup, because I noticed some people do not get these procedures because of how we, edit. So I'm making sure I am leaving the most important parts in this video. To further contour and snatch that nose, I went in with my powder to contour that nose. I'm using this fancy powder in the shade 440 for the nose contour, and as you can see, it's not so dark for the nose contour. So I'm just using this to sweep the sides of the nose and just to give the nose structure. I know this is beautiful, yeah. I just wanted to give the nose structure. There are some people's nose that you have to go into contour because you need to snatch that nose. Next up, I went in with my under eye powder. This is Charlotte Tilbury powder in the shade 02. I'm using this powder to, further press the highlighted areas. We set with setting powder, so this is just going to help me press that setting powder in and just make everything sit pretty and blended. So in makeup, you have to blend. Blending is key in makeup. You have to blend in makeup. So hence what I am doing, I'm making sure I'm pushing all the product into the skin. I used pressed powder for all over the face, but I didn't use that for underneath the eyes and the highlighted areas because that was not the shade. So for everything to marry themselves, I'm using a brighter powder for that place so that it's going to marry themselves. So that is what I am doing at the moment. Next up, after this procedure, I'm going to go in with my setting spray to set all the products together. As you can see, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury spray to set all the products together. This is going to help me make the powder less. That is going to push the powder into the skin, and it's going to make the makeup last. Next up, to further snatch that face, I'm going in to bake the highlighted areas, and I'm not using so much powder to do this technique. I'm just going in with the powder I need. Now, there is a difference between using too much and using just the exact quantity you need. So I'm just going in with the quantity I need, not too much. So I'm using this to bake and set the face in place. This also helps to catch fallout from eyeshadows when you're doing eyeshadow. especially pigments. This helps to catch fallout, and this helps to structure the face. Now you can see what I'm about to do right now. I'm about to do a reverse contour on that cheek. So you can see the difference that's made immediately. It helps me structure the contour. You can see before I'm going to do this part now, see the difference it's going to make. Now it has given a dimension, it has given a structure to that cheeks. We know, okay, this, we are focusing on the cheekbones. Now we are doing lips. Don't worry guys, I have this tutorial down for you. So immediately you finish watching this one, I'm going to upload the other one for you to watch. I don't want this video to be too long, and I don't want this voice notes to be too lengthy, hence why I cut out the eyeshadow and brows part. So I filmed it in a separate video. This is going to come up after this one. So I'm currently lining our lips with a brow gel. This brow gel is from Edgar and Esther in the shade Toffee. So I'm using that to line our lips and to give that lip structure. So I did the top part and I'm doing the bottom part right now. Then I'm going to use that same brush I'm using to further blend that line into the lips, because you don't want your lips to be like this on the lips. You don't want the line to be like this, so you want to go in and blend. So for you to achieve this, you tell your clients or your bride to smile, and when they smile, the lips automatically widens. Then you go into use that brush to blend. For my main shade, I'm using this baby pink to nude shade for the main lip shade. So I'm just using that I'm just using that shade now for that part of the lips. Then I'm telling her to smile so that I will be able to blend easily. So makeup is a process. You have to communicate with your clients and tell them what you want for you to be able to achieve what you want. At the end of the day, we want a flawless glam. So you have to communicate with the client, tell them what you think they should do to make your makeup come out beautiful. So that is what I am doing at the moment. I'm just going into blend. Then I popped up some lip gloss on that lips, and I went in to further add blush to that skin because I noticed my blush had disappeared. So I just went in to add blush, and to blush is live. Blush adds, make that face warm, and just for pop of colors on that cheeks, I went into pop my blush, and I went in with that 02 powder from Charlotte Tilbury to further blend underneath the eyes and dust off the excess setting powder on that skin. So the way I'm dusting off, I'm not just sweeping away, I'm pushing that powder into the skin, and that is it basically. Then I'm going to go in to spray this down. I didn't show that process, but I sprayed it down. Then I'm using this, my Mismetics wet balm for our highlights. That's the highest point of our cheeks, our forehead, the bridge of our nose, and the dots. That's the pointed nose area. So I'm just using that. Then I went in with this Mirac highlighter palettes, and I'm using those highlight shades for the highest point of our cheeks, the bridge of our nose. Just the same thing I did with the wet balm from Mismetics. That's what I'm doing right now, just to add some light. You can see that those places are shiny on our skin, or on our face rather. It's because I added highlighter. Then I went in to pop mascara on those lower lashes. You can see the difference from the one I am doing right now and the other side. So I did the both of them, and this makeup is very beautiful. If you want more of this tutorial, please leave it in the comment section. My name is Ifeanyi Okoro. I'm a makeup artist and a YouTuber currently based in Lagos, Nigeria. I create amazing makeup tutorials on models, clients, and just book me. This hair is from Styled by Judges, and this gele is from T Gele Art. I'm going to leave their Instagram handle on the screen as well, so please do well to follow them. Thank you for watching. Bye guys.